What's up, HBK family? It's your boy HBK back with another video. Today we're here with
Zaaa. Good. Zaaa.hbk.
HBK. He's a member. He's a member. He's a member. This video, this is coming from the HBK group. First off, I'm going to shout out to one other HBK member. There's 3 HBK members. HBK Zaaa, HBK Kai, and HBK EB. Shout out to EB. He couldn't be in the video, but we're going to have him in the video soon. So hopefully we get that going. He was in the first episode, the first podcast as a group. And how you think that went? That was good, right? What you think?
Yeah, it went good.
I feel like we got a lot of. The first episode was really just like to establish and show you guys what we were doing. Something I'm starting, like a new segment on my channel. I do a lot of things on my channel. A new segment. But this is really to get different point of views from different people, from different groups, and different people from different places. So today we got Zaaa. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. Tell us about yourself, please.
You already know I'm from Houston.
Seriously.
Born and raised, been here all my life.
Word.
So, you know, grew up in the slums, you know what I'm saying? The slums, the trenches, you know, the trenches made me, but, you know what I'm saying? You know, the hood, but I embrace it though. Okay. I feel like coming from the hood, like, you know, you greedy, like, not greedy as like in a bad way, but like you greedy to like be successful, yeah. You want to be successful and stuff like that.
I feel that.
As far as like, you know, you seen like your mother struggle for, you know, a couple years, you know, with you and you know with your siblings and stuff, like it makes you want to, you know, do better.
Cool facts. What is love to you, bro? It can be something simple. What is love to you?
Love.
Is it a disease? Is it a feeling? What is it to you?
Love is all what you make it. Because like love could be all types of definitions. Maybe love is different from, maybe love is like a different perspective than what I think. Yeah. So I think love is just like, love to me is like a different bunch of meanings. Like it's just not one meaning to me, it's just a bunch of meanings. Like love can be, you know, how well you care about somebody, like how you view them, how you protect them. You know what I'm saying? Like, or even like having siblings, having, you know, family and stuff. You love your family. That's love.
So you would say that you believe in love. Like we all know you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Hopefully your girlfriend doesn't get upset. Like you could give your the answer you want because you already know you're happily in a beautiful, loving relationship.
Yeah.
Do you personally believe in what love is? And like you know, like, what's your viewpoint on love? Like, you know, obviously everybody goes through something in life. Out of everything, what has love given to you up to this point?
Well, love wasn't always perfect.
Love is very complicated.
Yeah, love wasn't always like
trees.
What you think it is. Like love is not always gonna be. Sometimes love is in a bad way. Sometimes love is in a good way. Like for me, love wasn't always a good love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was a bad love. You know
like
it's always
constructive criticism. That's a type of love. You know, like trying to tell somebody like what they need to hear because you love them. You don't want to tell them what they want to hear. Yeah. That is a type of way of love. Personally, I was at a point where I didn't really think love was real. Like love. You dish so much love out, but you never get the same type of love that you get, like, you know, that you give. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes like it's not reciprocated through certain things and people. I don't know, like.
I mean,
giving me advice and some people out there. Once again, we said this in the last episode for those who didn't see. What has made your relationship last as long as it has it been, and it's still going as well? So, what's the key?
I say communication, patience, willing to, you know, accept your partner for who they are. You know, because you can't change nobody. You gotta you gotta love them the way they are. You gotta love them the way the bad ways, the bad, like
the flaws.
Yeah, the flaws. Not only just flaws, like the holes in them. Like, cause when you meet somebody, they not completed. They still gotta put puzzles to their piece.
Yeah.
So you gotta go on that road with them. You gotta walk that long road with them, and it's gonna take some time.
So have you been walking that road?
Of course.
Have you been figuring certain things out?
Yeah, of course. I've been walking that road with her since I've been with her, and she been walking that road with me too.
I respect that. I really do. I really do. I mean, one thing I always say is love is complicated. Something that somebody told me was stop always trying to figure love out. It's not meant to be figured out. Love will forever be complicated. Love is forever the most difficult emotion to handle. Like, we'll do the stupidest things for love.
Yeah.
The dumbest stuff. Because you love somebody.
Love could be a drug.
It could be a drug. It could be anything you make it. Everything is made out of some type of love, you know what I'm saying? Reason why, like, I'm starting to love being in front of the camera, you know, voicing my opinions to people. How do you feel about it, man?
If I was being on camera, well, I'm not really a camera guy. I'm camera shy.
I mean, we all start off like that until you really get behind the camera, you get used to it.
I feel like that's true, but I always been camera shy. Like, I don't really like. I mean, I'm a little video gen here and there, but I don't really like to be around the camera for real. But you know, for my boy.
Good thing that you know, like, you supporting me, you know, help me with the channel, you know what I'm saying? In your future, regarding love, I want to say, do you think love is gonna finally pay you back? And what I mean by that is, in the past, you've been through like different relationships. Things have taught you new things. You know, you learn something every time. Do you think that love is finally gonna pay you back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you date, you know, different amount of people, like you take chunks of every relationship you've been in, and you try to not to make the same mistakes you did in the last relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to bring something that you did in your past relationship to your new relationship because like bad intentions or bad, like, you know, stuff you do.
Somebody did this to me, so I'm gonna do it to the next person.
Yeah, you always want to start from the fresh start when you get into a new relationship. You don't want to just sit there and be like, oh yeah, you see one thing that your partner is doing that they did like your ex, and you automatically think, oh yeah, this person is gonna do this to me. No. If it happens, you address it, tell them how you feel about it, and you move on with it. That's what you do. You won't just sit there and dwell on it.
I mean, but not all relationships are like that.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, it's always going to be, nobody's perfect. Every relationship is going to be perfect because people aren't perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody in this world is perfect.
I'm damn sure not perfect.
I'm far from perfect.
I make mistakes all the time. I just learn from them. That's all you want to do. You always want to learn from your mistakes every time. Anytime, not even just in a relationship. Anytime you do a mistake, no matter if it's a test or like something you did, you know, as far as in school, like maybe you failed a class assignment and you got to repeat it. That was a mistake. Now you know not to fail that class anymore. Like, it'd be anything, even with life. Like you did something at your job or something like that, and you regret it, and you probably got fired for it. Now you know when you get a new job, you won't do that same mistake anymore. It's just life lessons. You're always gonna fail before you succeed in life. That's with anything.
That's a fact. That's a fact. As the oldest child, you have siblings. You know what I'm saying? You feel like through the years, of course your parent loves you equally. She loves all her kids equally. Do you feel like, you know, sometimes more of the love is being channeled to the younger because they need it more now? Because you're older and you understand?
I wouldn't necessarily look at it as that.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I mean, you can say that, but
like, when you're growing up, you need that love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that mom, dad, all that. Now we're older, we don't need it because we know. Like, you know, we have the knowledge to know, like, our parent loves us, we don't always have to be up under us all the time.
Yeah.
So like, how do you feel about that transition? Like, when did you start seeing that your other siblings was getting a little more attention than you were?
Well, it always happens when they're young. You know what I'm saying? When your mother starts telling you, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a sibling. The first thing you think is, oh yeah, I'm about to have another badass kid in the house. That's the first thing you think. But then, once they're born and stuff, you grow a bond with them, and it turns to more than just you trying to beat on them, or not beat on them, but like you're trying to be in competition with them. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're the only child, and then
somebody, I'm in the same boat, bro. I was the only child for 5 years. I had my time. It was just me, mom, dad, and my little brother came. I love my brother to death, but he was a menace growing up. I had to share everything. None of my stuff was mine anymore. It was ours. So everything that was mine. I mean,
that's how it is though. Because think about it. You don't want to like have a younger sibling and you teaching him not to share. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, that's not teaching. It's mine though. Like, if something is yours, you don't have to share it if you don't want to.
I know, but still though, sharing is caring though. Think about when you have kids and you having multiple children. You don't want to just have one toy and then
they all gotta share.
Yeah, they all got a toy. Yeah. I mean, your kid's gonna have more than one toy. But I'm saying though, if the younger sibling want to use one of the toys, the older one gotta give it up.
For everybody,
yeah, you gotta give it up.
You gotta buy for everybody.
Or even with food, you gotta show you gotta show them to share with food too. Word. Sharing is caring. You don't want them being selfish.
So, growing up in Jersey City, for people that aren't from here, a lot of people we had some bad experiences. Like I remember. Me and Zaire went to different high schools. After first 2 years, we went to the same high school. That's where I met him. And then after that, we departed to 2 different schools. So we went through some like lockdowns and stuff. We had shootings and stuff. Jersey City. A lot of people see Jersey City as like a bad place. Me personally, I'm neutral on it. Because this is our home. This is where we grew up our whole lives. So, like, do you think, like, this is a bad place? I know we don't want to be here forever. We want to see other places, but, like, what is Jersey City to you?
Jersey City is always going to be home to me, so I'm not staying here. As far as, like, I feel as though Jersey City got worse over the years. Because it wasn't always this bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always, like, the crime rate was high and stuff like that. It had killings, but not as much as it grown, like, as far as, like, from when we entered high school. When we entered high school, then it really started to shoot up, a lot.
Yeah.
But just like you, I'm neutral on it because, I feel like we kind of immune to it because, we've been here for so long. We seen stuff, a lot. So it's just like,
it's just another day.
Just another day here. Like, I feel it's probably the same way from people that live in. I'm not trying to like be superstitious or anything, but like or stereotypes. But just like the same thing with Chicago or Newark or Patterson or whatever them places that have high crime rates at. It's just like they probably used to it. Yeah. They're probably just looking at it from the outside like, oh yeah, they have a lot of killings over there, and they probably just like, well, this is our city. Like we had to embrace it because I embrace your city to the fullest, but it just. I'm neutral on it.
It's nowhere you want to just plant your seed. What I mean by that, we grew up here, like we're like trees. Like our parents planted our seed here, but it wasn't destined for us to stay here. You know what I'm saying? I love Jersey City to death. I love the people here. I made a lot of friends here. I made a lot of acquaintances, a lot of memories here. But I don't see myself like in Jersey City forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jersey City isn't somewhere that I would want to, like, get married, have a house and kids. Like, this is not a place where I feel like I'm going to have a white picket fence, a dog, children, and kids. But, I mean, that's not to bring down anybody that does live in Jersey City that's older than us. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, everybody has a different vision. But I feel like we've been here really long. OD long. We went to high school together. Like, Jersey City is really small.
Yeah.
Jersey City is a small city. You know what I'm saying? Like, people you see, like, that you never know, like, you see them walking the school every day, like, you just, super small here. Alright, so this is the next follow-up question. I have a question for you. Well, I have something I want to say. It's not really a question. I feel like the reason why there's such a high crime rate and a lot of, things that really shouldn't belong in our city is because a lot of people feel like they're entitled to have to be somebody they are not. I'm not saying anybody in specific, but a lot of people, like, I don't understand gang violence. I don't understand that. I know some people are grown up into that. They're surrounded by a lot of that. It's easy to get involved in that. But me personally, we grew up in that, and we're not involved in that. So how you think that you stayed, like, from being around that?
Well, I grew up in one of the, like, one of the most hottest blocks. So, I was kind of like, I grew up around it, but I knew, like, the limits. Like, once it turned to a certain point, I knew, like, I had friends that was in the streets and stuff. I still do have friends that's in the streets, but I don't put myself around that. Like, I never was into, like, any type of gang, association.
That's not my scenery.
Yeah.
I don't see myself in that. Some people put themselves in that position knowing that they're not ready for that. And honestly, I don't think you can ever be ready for that. That's something that's an ongoing thing for life.
Yeah, you
always gotta be looking over your shoulder, stuff like that.
Not only just that, it's just a lot that you gotta sit there and do. You know what I'm saying? Because they be, I'm not saying anything, you know what I'm saying, but they be doing stuff out there, and just like, as far as like, you gotta look for cops. Gotta look for somebody envying you, backdooring you, they like to say. As far as other stuff, and just like, why you gotta go through that?
So what would you say to, maybe if I have a younger audience, what would you say to them, like, if they are growing up in a bad neighborhood or something like that, what would you say to them?
If you grow up in a bad neighborhood, I understand what you're doing, but it's always, how can I say this? I'm not saying that it's not a right to have friends. Just surround yourself with the right type of friends. You know what I'm saying? Because if you around a lot of people that are involved in gangs, it's gonna gravitate you to that.
It's a high chance you're gonna join that.
It's a high chance you're gonna join them. And also, just being around them is just a bad look too, because people be beefing with people. And
for what?
And
just because you wear red and I wear blue.
Sometimes it's deeper than that though. But I ain't gonna get it. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. But it's a lot behind this gang stuff. It's a lot. I'm not gonna really touch on that though. But as far as like, if you hanging around people that's in the gang, like, I'm not saying that you can't, but try to steer. Like, if you going down a good path in life, try to steer them as well, because maybe
they just need that guidance.
Some people come from homes where they're not guided, and the only way they look to is the streets. And sometimes some people only look to certain people for guides and stuff like that, to teach them the right path.
We can always use each other to help each other. Like me, like what Zaaa is doing right now. Like Zaaa said, he's not really a camera person, but he's helping me. He's showing his point and his side of the story, where he's coming from, his point of view on certain things, because he supports me. He's a great friend for that, and I really appreciate him for that. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have to do that. No matter how long we've been friends, he could tell me no if I really don't feel comfortable behind the camera, but I'm really glad that he's really showcasing his side of how he feels about things. That's why I invited him on. Me personally, when it comes to gangs, I know some things like it's a deeper meaning, but I would never understand it. Like the things you gotta do to get into gangs. So I've heard. I've never been in a gang, so I can't speak from experience. but I hear, like, you know, it's like hazing and things like that. It's easier to pick up a basketball than to do that. It's easier to pick up a baseball or football. It's easier to pick up a book. It's easier to pick up a camera. It's easier to pick up a game controller. It's easier to do anything else. There's always an alternative option. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I took that route. From where I'm from, I had the guidance. I can't say for everybody else. My family was very much in my life, and they steered me the right way. This is why I am the way right now. But there is some people like Zaire. I know his family always had his back, but there's always been times where his parents aren't around. So there's going to be times where there's no adults around or anybody that's going to tell you to do the right thing. And sometimes you just got to choose to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? You can risk your life and go to jail for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I know people that have experienced that. You know what I'm saying?
I've been like that. Well, I've been in that part of my life where I didn't have my parents and stuff like that. My parents were around. They were around, but not as much as I wanted them around. You know what I'm saying? You know, my father, he went to jail and stuff like that. You know, he wasn't really around. So I really didn't have both parents. You know what I'm saying? I had my mother. My mother was always there. My father wasn't always in the picture. He went to jail. And every time he always tells me like he's proud that I'm not in the streets and stuff. Like he always said like he's really proud that I'm not in the streets. I didn't end up like him. So hearing that, like it motivates you. Like it motivates you. It's just like somebody that they acknowledge that you're doing good, that you're not on the wrong path. Like that's comforting.
It is very comforting. I didn't always have my real biological father in my life all the time, but I did have my uncles. I had people from around where I grew up, like, yo, don't be over here with us, bro. People that know already. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, this vlog. How you feel about it? How you feel, you feel like you got a lot of...
Yeah. You know, I just want to inspire the youth. And also, whoever else is out there, you know what I'm saying, lost, or even like, you feel as though you gotta follow behind other people. I'm not saying nobody it's specific, but I just want to let y'all know, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's real out here, like,
it is, bro.
It's real out here. Not even just in Jersey City, anywhere else. Like, it's just like I don't want anybody on the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people can steer into the wrong path, and you don't want that. And
sometimes it be over a girl, bro, or a guy. Respectfully,
you get your muffin pushed back because you was hanging out with this girl, and then the boyfriend pull up like just over some bullshit.
Hey, bro, think smarter, not harder, right? Hey, yo, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the video, add comments how you feel about the video, who else. If you guys want to see someone in particular on the channel, a certain topic you want touched on, please let me know. Feel free. Instagram?
Zaaa.hbk.
How many A's?
3 A's.
I'm gonna put it in the description. Alright, my Instagram will be in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching.